So within the military surplus, you get a lot of like really basic budget stuff. Some of it's pretty good quality though. They do have to meet some sort of standards. But that's where these kind of give the vibe of, is like a military surplus, like just mass-produced budget item. All right, good day to everyone. Don't let the simple appearance of this packaging deceive you. This is the most expensive shipping I've ever paid in my life. So, as you already know by the title, this is the Yeezy SL-01, I believe. SL-01, aka the slippers. I have a pair of pants in here as well, that SP-06 or something like that. I ordered these back in January when they initially went on sale. This was the first order I made. I made a second order of just clothes, and I was gonna wait to figure out how these slippers fit before I ordered any of the other colors, and then everything happened with Kanye and the rest of the world, and the site was shut down, so I wasn't able to reorder anything after that. So I'm kind of stuck with what I ordered, and I went with the 12s. I ordered these back when they had just the even sizes. They had a 10 and an 8 and a 12. I don't know if they had 14, so I went with the 12, thinking that they would fit. I kind of wish I would have ordered the 11s later when they popped, before everything got pulled, just in case these are big, because they kind of look a little big inside of here. So we'll find out in a minute. Yeah, it says size 47, so that's a little big in terms of the European sizing. So these are probably going to be too big for me, but we will find out. And then I got a fleece jogger with the size 2, and I've discovered that with these pants, they shrink well because they are too big. For me, the size 2s, I didn't know, this is my first time ordering any of these $20 items off of them, and they're actually decent quality. This is the hoodie, so it's definitely worth $20. They get you on the shipping though. That's, I'm guessing, where they're making their money is on the shipping, because these items were each $20, but then shipping was like $20 too. So that seems a little dishonest in my opinion, if you're gonna kind of gouge people with the shipping but charge less for the items. You know, I get it, you're gonna lure people in with those cheap $20 items, but then you kind of stab them in the back with the shipping. But I digress. Let's focus on the shoes here, the slippers. So hopefully they get another store up and running again, so we can start getting some more products. Though even though he's kind of an odd duck, I think his designs are solid, and the products are usually pretty decent. So I like these $20 price point items. I don't really know what else to say about it leading up, so we'll just go ahead and dive in, take a look at them. I don't really have any sort of a write-up for these. Wow, these look cheap. These look so cheap. So I don't recall there being any sort of write-up on the website either, even when it was up. Yeah, these look massive. I'm gonna be swimming in these. All right, so we'll just take a look at them in hand. You can see they are extremely basic. The foam is kind of soft. It's got a little squish to it. There's really no visual design to it. It's just a very simple, kind of minimalistic design. Looks like we've got some good width to it, especially in the toe box. Let me raise this up a little bit. So just the form, I mean, they look kind of like a clog slipper type thing. Let me grab a pair of Crocs just to show them next to a pair of Crocs. That'll give us an idea with the sizing too, because these look massive. I wish I would have went with the 10s. Yeah, they're very big. So these are actually size 13 Crocs that I've shrunk down a little bit, and these slippers are still larger. So I'm probably gonna be swimming in them a little bit. but they are definitely very wide. Feel rather firm. Feels like it's got a decent amount of a midsole in it. The midsole comes up a lot higher than the than this injection seam. So it seems like up here, it's about right there. And then all the way back, we've got a little bit of a arch right here, an inner arch, but then it gets fatter coming back as far as the midsole goes. So it looks like it's got a decent amount of rubber, or foam rather, under your foot as far as that goes. It's a relatively flat footbed though. I don't really feel, it slopes a little bit coming back, probably just to accommodate for that thicker midsole in it, but I'm not feeling any sort of like major arch support that's very prominent, that's standing out. I think there's a little bit kind of on the inner side, on the inside of the shoe. It's kind of got a little bit of the side arch support going, but it's very, very light. It's not very prominent. So yeah, these are definitely a $20 item. It's already creased where I folded it there. So there's our sizing, kind of just stamped in the bottom of it. It's got the very, very casual, minimal shark's tooth outsole tread to it, like the slides, but it's not as prominent as the slides. So, and there's our injection point. Look how big those are compared. These are just 12 slides. Look at these things, they're gonna be massive. I'm probably not gonna be able to wear these, how big they are. Kind of bummed, I wish I would have just ordered 10s, but how is anybody supposed to know? And that's another thing regarding how the sizing is with all of these items, between the shoes and the clothes. They're almost intentionally misleading with the sizes so that you have to guess. And if you don't have any experience buying these previously, you have no idea like how things are gonna fit. Like naturally 1 through 3, you think 2 would be medium, and then the 2s are massive. The 2s are like larges, and then 3s are like XXL. So the sizing is misleading, I think intentionally, to make people have to buy things more than once. So that's just kind of shady business practices between the misleading sizing and the overpriced shipping. It's kind of a reflection of the character, I think, of the individual choosing to make all of these decisions. So we'll just leave that at that. But knowing now, moving forward, you could probably go with a 10 on these. We'll know for sure when I put them on foot, but just at a glance, like these are almost like 2 sizes too big, at least 1 full size too big. Part of me wishes I would have ordered the 11s when they were there available, but like I said, I wanted to wait to see how these fit before I ordered anything else, but everything kind of collapsed after that, so that opportunity was never presented, because I literally just got these now, and it is January, February, March, April. It is May 8th, May 7th, May 8th now, so it took like 4.5 months for these to arrive. That's another thing too. It's like, if it takes 4 months for something to ship, like, I don't know. It seems like a big ripoff from start to finish. I emailed customer service trying to get sizes changed on the clothes, and I never got a response. And that was back in like February or March, when I started to find out a little bit more info on the sizing with the clothes. So we'll throw these massive things on foot and see how better I can get from a $20 foam shoe. All right, I've been wearing these fat tires lately. They're kind of funky. I dig them. All right, so going in. They're very nice wide opening. All right, so once you get into them, they're actually not as roomy as I was anticipating. Let's see if I can show you where my toes are. So they're still big. They're still massive. Never mind, forget that. They're still massive. So I've got a solid inch and a half, 2 inches on the toe. Definitely could have went with an 11, if not a 10. But the width isn't super big. Like my foot is still kind of filling the interior width-wise. I got a little bit of space from side to side, but not too bad. And then we got a little bit of room on the top. You can see how it kind of pushes down a little bit. We got a little bit of breathing room, you could say, which is nice. So hopefully it allows some of the warm air to escape. So there's not a whole lot of compression underfoot. And one thing I noticed too, just initially dropping in, is this comes up a little high on the back, and I feel it kind of on the back of my ankle. Just there's a pressure point right there, and I'm not even walking in them yet. So definitely gonna have some slippage in these, I believe. But they're pretty casual though. They're pretty casual. These are almost comical. Just having them completely like no details, no design, really no color. And we just have this matte gloss on a simply plain. What even are these, man? Like, I get it for $20, but really, come on, man. What are you trying to accomplish with these? I mean, these probably cost 50 cents to make. So he's probably still making a good amount of money on them, but like, what are you bringing to the world at this point? All right, there's a little bit of compression under, like these feel like cartoons. I feel like I got a pair of cartoon shoes on right now. There's a little bit of compression under the heel, like where I pointed out how that midsole gets a little thicker towards the back. That does allow for a little more compression under the heel. So, I mean, they're not horribly, like, the ergos aren't terrible on them. There really isn't any arch support though. I've got a little bit of a cavity. I've got the Adidas cavity, we'll call it, in the center of my arch. So if he put a little Adidas pocket there, they probably would have been a little bit better. Let's do some walking in them. All right, so these are pretty massive on me. There's really not much holding the foot in place. Probably due to lack of ergonomic design, and also due to the excessive sizing. It's like these are like 13s, 14s. These aren't 12s. So I almost feel like that's like intentionally misleading. You're gonna sell something as a 12, but then the sizing is like 2 sizes too big. Like at what point did you decide to make these a 12s and not like a 14? You know, that's another kind of misleading component to it. You can see there's a little bit of more of a gap on the left one on the top than on the right one. So these ones actually look bigger than these ones, and they kind of even fit bigger. I feel like I have more space on the toes than I do over here. So like the sizing isn't even really consistent from one to the other. Let me put them next to each other and see if they're visually different. Let me get something straight on the back to make sure they're kind of even in the back. I don't know. I guess they're probably relative. They just don't feel like they're balanced. But I might have a little bit of a difference between feet. But I think these are more in the manufacturing. Probably like the shrink rate. The one on the right probably shrunk a little more than the one on the left, which makes me think I can probably shrink these down And given that they only cost me $20 and they're kind of garbage, I might do that. We might throw them in the dryer and shrink them down. So there's not a lot of redeeming qualities there as far as the walking impression, other than the little bit of compression under the heel. My foot is sliding a little forward as I walk in them, but I don't know. I'm getting that that pressure point too on the back where it comes up at the ankle. I could see that kind of causing like some blisters, but not that these are really designed to do any substantial walking in them, but just this this back here, I can see that rubbing a lot. So the foam's a little thicker than I thought they would be. I guess that's one positive about them, is they do have a decent like wall to them as far as the foam goes. But yeah, these are these are kind of a joke. Like, really, like, I don't know. These feel like a military surplus. If you've ever bought like military surplus things in the past, the government tends to go with contracts that are the cheapest, and that shows once you get the or it shows in the items. If you've ever gotten any military surplus stuff, they're usually very, very cheap and kind of bare bones minimum in order to get that mass quantity at a cheap price. Here, let's get the down low. So you get a lot of, oh, my tripod opened. So within the military surplus, you get a lot of like really basic budget stuff. Some of it's pretty good quality though. They do have to meet some sort of standards. But that's what these kind of give the vibe of, is like a military surplus, like just mass-produced budget item. Oh, so I mean, you could look at it from a minimal perspective of like, what's he doing, just in a pure minimal design. I mean, these are almost like the most simplified. I don't even know if you could call it a shoe. These almost make me think of like galoshes, those like rubber things that go over shoes, that like go over dress shoes. These feel like an overshoe almost, just how basic and primitive they are. So, I mean, I don't know, it is what it is. They're very minimal, very simple, but I feel like they're kind of weak in those regards as well, where it kind of leaves something to be desired. It's like, I wish I had a little more ergonomic footbed. Even if it had that and it kind of held my foot in place a little bit better, I could deal with the size, the excessive size. So, I mean, they're not terribly huge, but they don't fit like practically. Like, it's not a very practical fit. Even if I were just to wear these as like a slipper just around the apartment or something, like the 12s aren't fitting like comfortably enough that I would want to like throw them on. Like, even just how simple they are. It's like, oh hey, let me throw on the Yeezy slides because they're Yeezy, or the Yeezy slippers because they're new. They're a Yeezy slipper. It's like, no, those fit like garbage, and they don't really have good ergonomic support to them, and they're really not that comfortable. So maybe we don't wear them. So it amazes me that people are reselling these for like a lot of money, like a lot more than the $20 retail. Because I don't even think these are worth $20. These could be like an $8 Walmart like bin sale. You know, they'll have like the big baskets with the $5, all items inside $5. Like, you could just fill a big basket of these, and they would still probably be making money. So So I don't know what else to really say about these. I guess I'm not surprised. I'm still glad I got them though, just for the kind of for the meme of it. I mean, these are somewhat of a rare item at the moment, just with the stores not being open. And honestly, I probably would rebuy these if I could get them in a smaller size. If he gets things up and running again and these pop out in a different colorway, I probably will pick them up. So I noticed he had some other colors that popped with these. That was like a gray and a white maybe, in all of the available sizes. So if that ever does become available again, I will probably pick them up in like an 11 just to see how they fit with better sizing. Because just when it comes to these foam footwear, the sizing really does make or break the shoe or the slide. So if these were in a better size, they might fit a little bit better, and I might have a little better of an impression about them. So time will tell. We'll see what happens with the Yeezy products in the future. If these are re-released, which I imagine they will be once he gets a sale going. He's probably trying to create some sort of hype. Because I was wondering why he hasn't reopened the website yet. And I figured that he's probably trying to let things dry up to build up some hype. Just knowing how the shoe market is, and just the fashion market in general. When things are rare, it increases their popularity and the just the hype around them. So I imagine that's what he's doing right now with all of these items, is just letting them become more and more rare and getting kind of an interest brewing, getting the hype building. So whenever he does decide to open up another storefront, they will probably sell a little bit quicker, especially too thinking that they might be closed off again, you know. So who knows, but just dealing with him, I'm always led to believe that there's more going on behind the scenes than just like an honest transaction or like an honest marketing situation. So I don't know. So I guess I'm not surprised with how these are. I just wish they fit a little bit better. Like, they're not terrible. And these might even kind of shrink down, how EVA tends to kind of flex and form and shrink with heat. So like, just having these on my feet for a period of time, they might start to form to them, which would make them a lot better than the initial impression. That's one of the positives with EVA, is it's form-fitting quality that tends to happen. Like, the more you wear them, the more they tend to kind of contour and mold to your feet. So given how simple these are and how basic these are, that might happen. Whether or not I'll give them the time on foot for that to occur is another story. So who knows? I'm glad I got them. They are what they are. They're a $20 foam shoe. I don't know what you can expect for $20, especially coming from this guy. You know, coming from that guy. So we'll see. I don't think I have anything else to say about them. If more comes to mind while I'm editing this video, I will make some notations. But so that's the Yeezy slipper. If you weren't able to acquire them before the website was shut down, I don't think you're really missing on anything. If you're looking at buying these resale for more than $20, I don't think you should. I think you should save your money and just wait. I imagine these will resurface again at retail, and then you can try them then. It might take you a year for them to arrive after you order them, but you're not really missing much. So these are already starting to get warm too. I've only had them on my feet for 20 minutes. That's probably one of the only saving graces with them fitting a little large, is it allows for a little more airflow to get in there. So I don't know. We'll give them a little more time, but right now I feel like I've got clown shoes on. I don't know. I don't know. I wish it didn't take 4 months for these to come. Because like I said, I probably would have, once I got the sizing figured out, I probably would have ordered them again in 11 just to see. Because you never know with sizing. You might get something in one size and absolutely hate them, but then you get them in another size and they might be the greatest thing in the world. You never know with EVA. That's one of the magical qualities about it. So, all right, I think I've said more than I needed to, and I probably did say more than I needed to. So we'll try to trim this down. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Cheers.